Hey guys, GNT here, and today we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about episode 7 of 7 Mortal Sins. 7, 7. That's just two sevens. Anyway, no jackpot. Yeah, so with this episode actually seemed like, I wouldn't say it's like the greatest episode out of the season, because I still think that the other episode, the one before last, was the best one out of the season. But I will say that this episode represents this show like perfectly, or at least in my opinion, because you got Beelzebub, which is a completely different type of character than her title would make you think. Like, she's the demon lord of gluttony, so you would assume extremely greedy and whatnot, and probably a horrible attitude, not some shy, timid little thingamabobber. Because she has the personality of like a very shy little girl, but she's a demon lord, so it's kind of like it's kind of perfect for what the show does, because most of these demon lords do have the one trait of their titles, but their personalities are completely off from what you would think they would be, and that's how this series has been going. Like, heck, even Belial, I think her name is, she seems more like she'd be a demon lord over pride than Lucifer would, because of the way she acts. You know, Lucifer talks about having pride all the time, but she doesn't, throw it off too heavily. But it's whatever. Anyway, with this episode, you see Lucifer go to confront Beelzebub, or Bub as she starts calling her. I was like, what are you, X-Men? X-Men, god dog. What are you, Wolverine? God dog. I said X-Men because that's where Wolverine was from. I'm tripping today. I'm really excited. I'm sorry. Literally just finished watching this episode, so I'm still feeling the effects of it. But she challenged Beelzebub to an eating contest at the beginning, and I was assuming, because whenever one of these shows does a fight at the beginning, or whatever type of verses that she's gonna have with them at the beginning, that during the show, because obviously she can't just win at the beginning, so I assume during the show she's gonna find out some way to, what's the word, connect, I guess you could say, with them, because that's what seems to happen. It doesn't ever seem like she just actually has a fight and wins the fight. Usually there's some long thing of them connecting and being respectful of one another, I guess. And that's how this episode ended up as well. Like, Beelzebub, when you first saw her and she was all extra timid and stuff and didn't want to do the eating contest, I was like, either she actually can't eat that much, or she doesn't really like eating as much as, it would seem. And it turns out that it was just that, she apparently couldn't eat that much that day or whatnot. Or maybe she just can't do it, period. They never, completely went into detail on that. But Lucifer ended up getting sick. Don't know how a demon gets the stomach flu, but she got the stomach flu. And Beelzebub also had to go to the hospital, and they ended up being next to each other in the same room, which, wow, weird coincidence, but whatever. It's anime, these things happen. And they became buddies, food buddies. So Lucifer ended up putting this chain and, collar around Beelzebub's neck. I don't think it was there before. As a matter of fact, I can look back and see because I have the episode up, but I don't think it was there before. Like, she just put the thing on there and was like, hey, buddy, you keep this. Like, I don't quite get it, but I don't think it's meant to be gotten right now. Supposed to get it later, I'm assuming. No, she did have the collar. She didn't have the long chain. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. But anyway, she has a chain around her neck now, which is weird. But they're probably gonna explain that soon. Right now, they're not really going into it. And that's another thing the show does. That's why I said this episode was a perfect example of what this show is. Like, you got the weird mystery stuff going on in it, which keeps you actually interested in the story. You've got the etchy side of it, which keeps you holding on to the lotion. And you've got the fun and funny parts to the episode, which, actually keep you interested and draw you in and entertains you. Like, they had another song that was being sung while they were eating. It was nice. This was a really nice episode. And unlike other shows that I watched this week, it had a perfect balance between the dark and the light. It was, oh my goodness, why? Anyway. Sorry. Phone starts ringing and it annoys me. It was a perfect balance between the darkness and the light. Like, you had Belial doing these, I hope I'm saying her name right, but she had, her own little agenda of stuff she was doing in the background, which they didn't actually allow you to know what she's doing, which is a good thing because she's your villain. You don't want to know your villain's plan before it's done. You like to figure that stuff out later, or assume things and make theories. An anime theory. Anyway, she took Maria's heart, which I was assuming that she would hold on to until Lucifer came to challenge her, and then she'd be like, haha, I got this. But I don't know, she has some type of plan, and she took Maria, which when she first showed up to Maria, I thought she was gonna do a whole here's your heart thing, so abandon Lucifer type of thing, which I mean could still happen next episode, but now that she's taking her away, I doubt it. But overall, she was extremely transparent. Like, the whole time the doctor was talking stuff, I was like, this is Flip Belial. I assumed it was her from the beginning, but I don't understand how nobody else assumed it. And I understand they were saying Lucifer, she let her guard down and stuff, but who lets their guard down that much to ignore an obviously shady character like that? Like, somebody need to just pop up, and tell her this is a trick, man. It's a trap. You can't fall for this. It's obvious. But she did fall for it, and she took the heart of Maria, and now we're gonna have to wait till next episode, which is another good thing about this episode. It actually made me feel like, man, I want more. Usually every episode makes me feel satisfied at the end. With this one, I felt like I need more. And it's a wonderful feeling when you watch an anime and when it ends, you're like, I need more. This isn't enough. I want more of it. And that's an odd thing for me, because I'm just not really too into overly ecchi shows like this, and it's actually quite interesting and entertaining. Very shocking. But yeah, besides all that other stuff this episode kind of made Lucifer look like a loser for the most part, and it actually made her seem more what's the word, human. Which is weird to say that it's I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that they gave actual more emotion to her character, but it was fun. It was a decent episode. I had a good time with it. Man. Yeah, so now we've got freaking Beelzebub, which is another demon lord that's actually likable and a decent character. Because, you know, most of them are they're just plain not likable. They're not, they don't have enough depth to them, and that's because, you know, this show isn't going into detail on characters. It's not like they're giving them time to grow. No, they're just taking the characters, they're giving them a characterization and throwing them out there. It's like, this one does this, here you go. Watch the episode. That's how this show has been going. But with Beelzebub, it seems like you don't actually need as much what's the word, as much screen time with her to actually give her a decent enough, I'm trying to think of a good word, a good way to explain this, because right now I'm having a brain fart. Oh man. Basically, she doesn't need a lot of time for you to like her. You can actually get into her character and be behind her character. Goodness, those were two bad terms to use for this show. Get into her character and get behind her. But yeah, you could really follow this character without needing a lot of time. You could be like, yeah, she's cool, I like her. Like Astaroth. Astaroth was a cool character, and the key difference is Astaroth got more screen time than Beelzebub did. Although she's pretty much the same person, I mean the same type of character. You could actually get behind her with did it again. Without without much screen time because of the way she is in any scene. And that's what I like about her as a character. Like, I'm hoping at least with the other demon lords that are left, which what is there, one? I think so. We've dealt with greed, gluttony, flip, sloth, melancholy. I think Astaroth was melancholy, wasn't she? And who else is left? There's the one she was fighting at the beginning, freaking Wrath. But who's left besides that? I'm not counting Belial because she's like, you know, the actual bad guy. There's no point in talking about her. But besides that, who have we got? Because I'm missing somebody, and I can't think of who it is. Oh, Lust. We had her too. So yeah, there's only one more to go before, you know, we actually reach Belial, and that's the Wrath chick. So, I'm interested. I'm really looking forward to the next episode. And I want you guys to tell me what you thought about this. Did you enjoy the episode? Did you enjoy this video? I'm gonna end it here because I've been rambling. Peace out and have a great day.